Hey, it's Cindy, and I am actually here at the studio, and I am going to do a wall class for you today. This is honestly one of my favorite practices ever of all times, and I hope that you enjoy it too. Just make sure that you have, pretty good open space on your wall. If you have any pictures, maybe pull those down, because I'll take the legs kind of wide, and have your mat vertically up against it, so just the short part is there. And then I would suggest having 2 blocks. Go ahead and have them ready for you out here at their tall height, ready to grab. So I'm going to begin in child's pose with the toes tucked for a nice little flexion of the feet. So you want to come down to the floor onto your knees and just tuck your toes under so the balls of your feet are on the wall and your heels are pointing straight up toward the ceiling. And you're going to have to give a little push with your hands to lay your head down. Keep your arms extended, elbows off the floor, and this will help you to start to open up the shoulders. We're just loosening up our joints, so feet, ankles, knees, hips, spine, shoulders. And then breathe slowly in and out through your nose. And just take 3 more long breaths here. Feeling like your exhale is a little longer than your inhale. And then float yourself up. So we're coming to table. You can just bring the tops of your feet to the floor. So just wiggle forward, no more tuck. We'll take a few cows and cats. So just arch your back and look up, breathe in. Contract your belly, look down and breathe out. Loosening the spine. So we want to be just as warm and wall as we would be off the wall. The wall is a prop, and it's an awesome, very, very stable one for us. One more time. And then bring it back to your neutral spine. Take your right foot, and you may need to walk a step forward or more, depending on if you have really long legs. And then you're going to bring your right foot onto the wall. Make sure, look back at your foot, that it's pointing, your toes are pointing straight down to the floor. Hold your gaze. Feel engagement in your abdominals. If you don't want to lift your hand, that's totally fine. But if you feel like you can, take your left hand out into spinal balance. This is a very active, core strengthening spinal balance. And breathe. And then just bring your hand down and then your knee down. We'll take it on the other side. So left foot up onto the wall. Just look back there and be sure that the heel is connected and the toes are pointing straight down. Puff up a little between your shoulder blades. Find a neutral neck. And then if you feel like you can, take your right hand forward and just breathe. And slowly bring your hand and knee back down. We're going to do a little side version here. So spin your left toes back, making a kickstand. And we want to align the left hand and knee with each other. Turn to the right side and then bring the right foot up onto the wall, about hip height, maybe higher. And then just take your right hand up and let it fall back. Your heart spiraling toward the ceiling. So you really want to firm this quad and press the foot into the wall. Now we're going to take a 3-thread the needle flow. So you're just going to bring your right arm underneath you and take it back up. Exhale, thread, feeling your obliques and your spine loosening. Up and thread. Bring it up one more time and very carefully, mindfully come down, hand down, toes behind you, right knee to the floor. And we'll do the other side. So pivot your right toes back in the kickstand. Take your left foot onto the wall. Try to be at least hip height. You can be a little higher if there's space. And you want to align hand and knee, and you want to align wrist under shoulder, knee under hip. And then you can lift your right hand, really push stability. We can express a little deeper in our poses when we have the wall, so go for it. Now we're going to take 3 thread the needles. Inhale back, and exhale, go under the right ribs. Inhale, heart opens, and exhale through in rotation. One more time, and take it through. Reach up, and then very carefully, hand down, toes back, and knee down. Now, we're going to make our way into a downward facing dog. So we'll go ahead and find it in the middle of the mat. Then we're going to walk the feet back so the heels are resting on the wall. You'll be on your tiptoes. So tuck your toes, lift your knees, press your chest back, walk your hands, and then walk your feet until you're on the balls of the feet in the center and the heels are resting on the wall. So we've taken out the Achilles and calf stretch from this posture, so you may be able to go a little deeper in other places. Feel like your chest would like to touch your thighs and that your sits bones would like to reach for the ceiling. 3 more breaths, pressing into fingertips, nice wide hands. We're going to bring the right knee up to the chest and step your right foot between your hands. Keep your left heel against the wall so you've got that point of contact for stability. And then we're going to push down and back and float into high crescent lunge. So keep the back leg lengthened, the front leg deeply bent. Choose a place for your eyes and breathe. We're going to take a revolved crescent. So bring the hands to your heart and then hook your left elbow on the outside of your right leg and press the right hand down. Modification, you could put left hand on the floor or a block and right hand up. But because you've got the wall back there, you may feel a lot more stable than you normally do here. And then just let your hands float down. We'll spin the back heel flat so that the blade of your foot is just against the wall. You may need to make adjustments. Make sure the front knee stays over your ankle and come up into Warrior One. Be sure your feet are on those train tracks. And then use your hands to adjust the hips. The right hip back, the left hip forward. And if you want, lift your arms. Warrior One. You want to push into the back foot just as much as you're pressing into the front. Straighten your right leg and heel toe your foot to line up with your left arch here. And then just put your left hand on the wall, bend the right knee and come to Warrior Two. Sink nice and deep into the hips. Squeeze between your shoulder blades. We're going to stay low in the legs. Flip the right palm, and then you might bend the left elbow to come to Peaceful Warrior. Keep the knee pressing forward. And then out side angle. So you can bring your forearm onto your thigh and your left hand's up. You could go deeper. Keep pressing into that foot that's on the wall. If you want to bring your hand in front of your foot, you can also use a block here. And then just bring your hands to frame the front foot. Spin on the wall of the back foot so your heel's against the wall. We're going to pick up the right foot and then turn your feet. So you can actually push the right foot into the wall. The blade of the left foot is on the floor for side plank. You can also come down to the left knee and lift the right foot like we did in the warm-up. Float back down, so come to the tiptoes of both feet and find plank. Push your heels into the wall if you can as you chaturanga. Then the heels can come up, but keep your toes tucked. Find a cobra. Roll it down, press the table, and find down dog. Adjust your feet. You have to do a lot of adjusting here. Make it feel right for you, right in the center of your feet. Now pull the left knee into your chest, step the foot forward, press the right heel into the wall really firmly, and Uttanasana. Slow, long exhales. Bring your hands to prayer. Press around into a twist. Right elbow trying to hook outside of left leg. Left hand pushing into right. Try to stay engaged in your right leg as much as possible here. We're going to come back. And then spin the back heel flat. Place the blade of your foot against the wall. You might need to adjust the left foot back a little bit. And then come to warrior one, making sure feet are on your train tracks and hips are square to the front. And lift your arms, sink deep into the front knee. Now straighten your front leg and do a little heel toe. So your left heel lines with your right instep. Bend the knee, just rest your right hand on the wall lightly and take your left arm out. Just feel all this connection, helping you feel stable and like going for something a little deeper maybe. Now flip your palm, keep your knee bent. You can bend the right elbow as you reach into peaceful warrior. And then take it out into side angle. So forearm on the thigh to start. And if you want to go deeper, slide your hand in front of your foot on block or floor. Bring your hands to frame your foot. So spin on the ball of your back foot, push the heel into the wall, and we're going to step the left foot back with the right for side plank. So pivot your toes and try to push the sole of the left foot into the wall. Bring it up and breathe. Float it back down, both heels on the wall. Come to plank, try to keep the heels on the wall as you chaturanga. And then you can bring it up. Take a little cobra. Press back into child's pose. So no wall. Just big toes together, knees apart and rest. See how you're feeling. Probably a bit warmer now. And then inhale, float up. So you might want to bring those blocks up a little closer, getting ready to use them soon. Come to table, tuck your toes, lift your knees, walk your heels to the wall for your downward facing dog. Now we're going to play with a 3-point with external rotation in the hip. So you're going to take your right leg straight to the ceiling, resting the instep on the wall. So you're not over here on the diagonal, you're directly up in vertical. And just press into hands equally. Now pull your knee into your chest. Step between your hands. Spin the back heel flat against the wall. We're going to straighten your right leg. Windmill up. Put your left hand on the wall and reach your right arm up. You might even touch the wall with your right hand. And we're pushing out into triangle. So think of your hips pressing toward the wall here. Lengthen and place your hand down. So you can put it on a block right behind your foot, or you can bring it to the floor, to your shin. Try to align your body all in one plane. Now, find your blocks. Hop your right foot up a little closer to the wall. We're going to go into balancing half moon with the wall. So sometimes in the wall, it's not as graceful. You may have to go wiggling your feet into different places. So first of all, take the right block beside your baby toe. Slide it diagonally out. Shift the weight into the right foot and start bringing your left foot up. So the more flexible you are, the closer you can be to the wall. And if you don't have a lot of openness in this position, step away from it more. And then you can just take your left hand up. Breathe. So something that's usually kind of hard to balance in becomes not so hard to balance in. Bring your left hand back down. So very slowly bring your left foot back to the wall. And then turn to the front. So wiggle your right foot out to the right some so that you're back on the train tracks with your legs. You want your hips to shine forward, and we'll take a pyramid pose here. So lengthen and fold. Let your head and neck relax. Now, we're going to make our way into warrior three on this side. So you might, again, need to wiggle your foot back. Again, this is like the spinal balance. It depends on the length of your leg, where your foot needs to be. It's a trial and error kind of thing, but when you get there, you'll know. Bring your hands forward on your blocks. Slide the right heel up. Now, everybody look back at your foot and make sure your toes look straight down and your heel looks straight up toward the ceiling. Now, look forward again. Feel a little back bend here. If you push super hard into both feet in both directions, you might feel like you can fly and take your arms out like an airplane. Some days it works, some days it doesn't, but just give it all you have into that press into the feet. Now slowly bring your hands down and just let your left foot meet your right. Hang in a forward fold, maybe just give it a little shake here. And then you can just move your blocks to the side, place your hands on the floor, and step your feet back into downward facing dog. We're going into our left 3 points, so just slide your left leg straight up toward the ceiling, not to the side at all, but right above you. Press your chest toward your thigh, and breathe. Now on an exhale, bring your knee into your chest, step between the hands. Spin the back heel flat so your foot's against the wall. Coming up, straighten your left leg. Windmill the arms, just put your right hand on the wall. And reach your left arm back. It might even touch the wall there. And we'll come out, keeping that space for triangle. Take your hips toward the wall and lay your left hand down. So either on your shin, a block, or the floor. Open the spine, open the ribs, and breathe. Now, we're going into our balancing half moon here. So bring in your block, other block underneath your right hand. You may need to step your left foot up a little closer. Start the left block at your baby toe and slide it diagonally out as you bring weight into the left foot and bring the right foot up the wall. And you want your right toes to face the right side. And if you feel stable, take your right hand up. Try to feel like you're on one plane, open in all directions. Breathe. And slowly bring your right hand down. So you'll slide your right foot to the floor again. And then heel and toe your left foot out on your train tracks for pyramid. Trying to square the hips forward, lengthen your spine, and fold. Slow it down. Now we're going to play around with warrior three. So you may need to bring your left foot back a little closer to the wall. Walk your hands forward like a whole big torso's length. And then slide the right heel onto the wall. Look back. This really improves your alignment off the mat, off the wall, and just out into the center of the floor by working on the wall stuff. So you feel how inward rotation feels in the inner thighs and hips. And then the more you push into both feet in both of their directions, the more likely you are to feel like you're going to be able to fly. This is my hamstring side. Okay. And just breathe. Now softly bring your right foot to meet your left. Hang, maybe shake out. And then you can slowly roll up and find a mountain pose. Take a cleansing breath. So we're going to work our way to walking up the wall. But first let's do some shoulder openers. So turn around and face the wall. Placing your hands on the wall about shoulder width and just walk your feet back. This is another variation of down dog on the wall. You can slide your hands down as you press your hips back. Let your chest melt toward the floor. Feel your sits bones separating, weight in your heels. And then walk it slowly back up. We're going to turn, keeping the right hand on the wall to the left. And you want your hand to be shoulder height. Feet are parallel underneath you. So go ahead and just wrap the left arm behind your back. Your hand can land wherever it lands. Keep the whole hand on the wall and keep the arm long as you start walking your feet to the left. Turning your gaze to the left. Only go as far as you can without bending your elbow. You're not only going to feel this in the shoulder and chest, but also the bicep gets a lot of stretch here. Slowly bring it back. Now, release your left arm, sweep it over your head. We're going to do a side bend. Start to trust yourself to bend the right elbow and bring the forearm into the wall. Turn your left fingers around to face your right fingers. And then just peek under the left arm if you can with your neck. And breathe. And press it up. We're turning the other way, so put your left hand on the wall, shoulder height, turn to the right. Feet right under the hips, wrap your right arm behind you, keep your arm long, and just start walking your feet to the right, turning your gaze to the right. Keep that length in your arm. If you feel like you can't keep it straight, then walk your feet around a little, don't go quite so far. Bring it back to center. We'll take our side bend. So slowly start bending the left arm until the forearm is on the wall. Turn your right fingers around to point facing your left. Peek under your arm and just feel a nice big opening in the entire right side of your body. Press it up. So, I always say everything starts with a thought. This next thing might be something you're going to think about today, and one day it will happen if you keep thinking about it, because you're planting seeds. So I'm going to do down dog, up the wall, and some 3 points just to play around. So just put your hands back on the floor and walk your feet back. Press into those wide fingers. Abdominal work here. Feel your core. Start walking your feet up the wall. And you don't want them to go too high. You want your legs parallel to the floor. Think of a 90-degree bend at the hip. Chest toward the wall, head toward the floor. This is your down dog. If you want to play with a 3-point, take your right leg up and just press it back. Think of a split. And bring the right foot down. And then you can take your left foot up. Press the foot back. Press your chest toward the wall. And slowly bring it back. Now use your core as you walk down the wall. Come to the floor. Let's take a little embryo version of child's pose. So knees together, big toes together, arms by your sides. Rest your head down and breathe. Bring your hands down. So one more thing on our hands. I know it's a lot of weight bearing. You don't have to do this practice all at once. But I want to make sure I show you standing split on the wall. So from here, just come to table, tap your toes off the wall and down dog. So now we're not going to be on the wall. You may need to come farther away from it. You'll find out in a minute. You can also put blocks under your hands. And so we're going to take the right leg up the wall again with that external rotation, straight up toward the ceiling, and start walking your hands toward your left foot as you slide your leg up higher. And then walk it back out to lower your right foot. And then we'll take the left leg up. So external rotation straight up and down. And just start rocking your hands toward the right foot, sliding your leg directly toward the ceiling. And walk it back out. So lower your left foot, and we're going to walk our hands to both feet and shift the hips against the wall. So the feet are off the wall, and roll it up. Take your feet a little farther forward so that you can completely press your whole back and the back of your head against the wall into a mountain. And then we're going to take a chair. So bring your big toes together, heels slightly apart. Bring your arms over your head and bend your knees. Keep the shoulders down. Use your abdominals to press the sacrum into the wall. Now bring your hands to your heart. Push into the wall. Take your left elbow either between your legs or to the outside of your right leg and press. So we can really work on getting our hips lower than our heart because we've got the wall to press against. Bring it up and turn to the other side. So right elbow between the legs or to the outside of the left leg. Just work the heart up, work the hips down. Bring it to the center, slide up the wall and come back to mountain. Take a cleansing breath. Let's take a little standing pigeon here. We've got the wall for our back, so bring your hands to heart, pick up your right knee and cross the foot over to the other side of the left thigh with flexion. And then just make a chair with your left leg by sliding down. Feel your abs pressing your sacrum into the wall. Try to keep your shoulders back. Helps you build strength to practice with the wall that you will apply when you're out there in the middle of the floor. Slide it up and place the right foot down. Now lift your left leg, cross it over, and then slowly bend the right knee into chair. Try to keep that long neutral spine. Abdominal muscles are strong, those transversus, those low deep abs are working. And slide it up. Now, let's step away from the wall, turn to face it for dancer. So this is going to be a different kind of dancer. We're really going to work on long spine back bend. So stand pretty close. Take your left arm up the wall and see if you can rest your forehead on the wall. Then bend the right knee. Start with your knees and feet together. Bend the right knee. Lift your toes. So you can just stay here, or you can get your right hand to grab your foot. You can hold it or lift it. You're not going to go as far because your torso is not going to tilt like it does in the middle. This is going to help you build that strength that you need. Draw the knees together, release, and bring your left hand down. Take your right hand up the wall, rest your forehead on it. Bending the left knee, knees together. If you have space, grab the foot in your hand. If you have space, lift the toes, keeping your knee right behind your hip. to mountain. Before we come to the floor, I'm just gonna take a handstand here. So again, everything starts with a thought. Maybe you do donkey kicks today. Donkey kicks is where we just come to 3-point and hop off the bottom leg. So you can choose either leg if you want to today. So we're gonna mindfully find down dog, about a step away from the wall with your hands. And then take a nice open down dog because we're pretty warm at this point. And then lift either leg, your choice. Up to 3-point. These are donkey kicks. You start bending the left knee and hopping, and you know the wall is back there. So even if you hop like really hard, you're not gonna fall or do a flip. Until maybe you can kick all the way onto the wall and just feel the length of your body. You know how like when you're finished in Shavasana and we do that big long stretch? Feel like that right now. Let your head drop down toward the floor. Press into your fingertips. Breathe. And very softly, slowly, come down. You can come to the knees. And again, take an embryo. So arms by your sides, head down softly. Now bring your hands underneath you. Press up and sit on one hip. So I'll show you how to do a pigeon on the wall. You may want to have a block for under your hip. So we're going to slide all the way up to it and place the right shin up against it. You might want to put your block underneath your hip, but try to keep the front leg up against the wall. And then slide your left leg behind you, trying to get on top of the knee and toes. If you need to turn out there, it's fine too. And then for a shoulder opener along with your hip opener, walk your hands up the wall and rest your head on it. And just breathe. So bring your head up and your hands right in front of your chest for a little awakened pigeon. You don't have to press into the hands very much to feel something new. We're just going to feel a back bend, maybe lift the heart. And then come to center and you can just roll over, take your block out. And sweep your left leg around into the front. So now, you want to bring your left shin up against the wall, and then if you want, place your block up underneath your left hip. Slide your right leg back. Try to be on top of knee and toes, but if that doesn't work, then a little sloppy version of pigeon turning it out. And then walk your hands up and rest your head down. Bring your hands in front of your shoulders and give a little press. It doesn't have to be a lot. Lift the heart, relax your shoulders, awakened pigeon. And slowly come up and out of it. So you can just slide the block out, roll to the left hip. Bring yourself to facing sideways and place your hip right against the wall, either side. This is transitioning us to the floor. So you'll just slowly roll to the back and try to keep contact with the wall. So I always have to do like a little army crawl once I get there to connect to the wall again. And let's just start with legs up the wall. So just rest your feet. You can let the legs flop open, palms split up. This is your inversion. If you didn't do a handstand already, you've already had one. So just let the blood flow down. This is very restful, revitalizing. So when you do feel tired, this is a great place to come. You don't have to do all the other stuff. You can just get right on the floor and float your feet up the wall. It's also good, like, for a tension headache. Do this for a little while and see if it helps relieve some of it. We're going to take a cobbler here. So bring the soles together, the knees apart. You can use your hands to adjust, pulling your heels down close to the floor. And you can put your hands on the inside of the legs once you're there and just press your thighs toward the wall. Feeling a nice big stretch. Slow, long breath. And then from here, we'll take a wide leg stretch. So just opening your legs. If you can, try to rotate your knees and toes toward the floor. You might even give a little assist with your hands and then let your hands just drop. Gravity will do a little work on you here, so let it happen. If after a few breaths you feel like you could wiggle wider, then do. You don't want to hold back, but you never want to push to a point that doesn't feel right for you. Now, this is a strengthener. Try to bring your legs together as slowly as you can, like maybe count to 8 or 10. Just really slow. You'll feel your legs working, your abs working. All the way back up. And let's take a bridge. So plant the feet about hips distance on the wall. We're going to peel the back up off the floor. Walk your feet up a little higher so that your ankles align with your knees. And then just place your hands on your back. This one you've got to be very careful with the neck. So make sure that you are not at all in the neck here, but you're on the shoulders. So if you want to take a little version of half plow, you could take your right foot off and just kind of press. You might even be able to let go off the wall with your left foot. And then if you're doing half plow, you can step the right foot down and take your left foot back. You might even push off the wall. And then bring it back. As you release your hands, use your belly to peel your spine to the floor. And we'll take a spinal twist. So still trying to keep your sits bones against the wall. Take your legs all the way to the floor to the right. So the soles of your feet stay on the wall. Open your arms like a T and look in either direction. And then with core, walk your feet up. And then let the legs come all the way to the floor to the left, feet against the wall. Maybe explore looking to the right. And bring your legs back up. So you can do your Shavasana, legs up the wall, but what I prefer a lot of times is to come away from it just a little bit. So rather than having the hips against it, I like to wiggle back, and then I can feel a little more heaviness in the legs. Just let them flop open, palms float up, take a cleansing breath. Spend these next few moments feeling the echo of all the things you just did. There is something about working from a place of stability that creates a lot more freedom in our bodies. So just connect to that and the freedom of the energy as it's flowing everywhere inside of you. Slowly start to draw the knees in and roll to either side, pressing yourself up. Sitting nice and tall, resting the backs of your hands on your knees. Take a big cleansing breath. Have a little gratitude for some place to have some safe fun. Bring your hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you.